Well, good morning. Where's the mic? Hang on. Here we go. Good morning. How are you? Sunday, June 29th. Note to self, it's the end of the month. Do all the end of the month stuff. How is everybody today? My name is Angela. If you're new here, welcome. Software engineer and front-end developer in St. Paul, Minnesota. On this channel, we practice HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I enjoy Sass. So sometimes I write vanilla CSS. Most of the time I do Sass. We don't really use frameworks. I know how to use a framework. I know Vue and Angular. Never used React. But that's not what this channel is about. We are practicing the basics, which are still absolutely 100% relevant, in my opinion. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. All right. So welcome. Listen, if you're new here, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Help us push the stream out to more people who might enjoy this type of content. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you. I would love to have you as a subscriber. I have a goal to get up to 1,000 subscribers here in the next couple of months, and I think that's totally doable. So here we are. We're doing amazing on the portfolio website. This is my website. For context, I've been a front-end developer for 12 years, and I had a site in the beginning of my career that I loved and I worked on all the time. And it got me a lot of business when I was freelancing and contracting, a lot of business. Then in 2018, I got a job, and that I stayed at that job for 7 years, and I didn't really need a personal website. So it just sort of sat, got a little dusty, neglected. And then I quit that job in March this year. And I was like, all right, we need to do this. We need to build a new site for ourselves. Myself, Angela, don't talk about yourself in the third person. That's annoying. I need to build a new site for myself that shows what I'm capable of and actually represents me. And I think this site does that. I'm really proud of it. So we are going to deploy this on Tuesday in 2 days, in about 48 hours. This baby goes live. And we have a couple things that we need to finish. Here's where we left off yesterday. I wrote content for myself for this section, and I did it knowing that it is going to be the rare human being that comes to this page, scrolls halfway down, and stops and reads a bunch of stuff. People don't do that. But web pages still need content. It is still important. Some people are going to come and read this, and I need to put some thought into it, but I can't put too much thought into it because there's too much to do. So with all of those things being understood, I did come up with some content. The line, allow myself to introduce myself, I thought that was from Dumb and Dumber. It's not. It's from Austin Powers. I will choose Dumb and Dumber over Austin Powers any day of the week, but that's a great line. So that's my header. That's my H2 for this section. I also have a signature. This is an SVG signature that I made years ago, like probably, I don't know, 10 years ago. So I went and found that in the archive. I do need to rewrite this. This is... I got a little assist from ChatGPT on this one, and it's a little too slick for me. So this does need to be rewritten, but I'm not going to worry about that today. I do want to take this call to action, which just links to this video, and I want this to be styled like a button. It's a link. The markup doesn't change. An anchor element is what it is supposed to be. Links are navigation. But we need to style this to actually look like a button. So we're going to do that today. So I'm really happy with this, though. I'm really happy that I came up with something. I took the time. I was thoughtful. I thought about my messaging, and I'm very happy with this. So this is good. I also went through, where is our backlog? I also went through and checked all of the title tags and descriptions and all of the no index, no follow. So I went through every single page on the site this morning and I got that done. So every page has a title, a description, and it's either set to no index, no follow, or it doesn't have that meta tag at all. So that is a very good thing. I'm very happy about that. And those are all things, so I consider those things to be pre-deployment and post-deployment checks. So we will check that again after the site goes live to make sure all of that's correct. So that's good. The GitHub project repos still need readmes. I'm going to do that tonight. That's my plan for tonight. I haven't checked off about me content yet because I do still need to do content and images for the little law tubers section. These are the law tubers that I love, but I'm going to do this offline because I actually need to go look at their channels. And if I inadvertently click on a video, like in order to get a screen cap, I just don't want to get a copyright strike. These are lawyers. These ladies are all lawyers. I don't want to play their content inadvertently on my channel in a live stream. So I'm going to go do this separately. And I need to write a little blurb of text for each person and why I'm like calling them out as people that whose content I really enjoy. But we're also going to do some additional styling to these cards. So we're going to work on that as well. And then on the home page, we're going to swap out this featured project, which let's just go ahead and do that now. Let's just go ahead and do that now. I want to swap that out with the video that I just did. I just released this week, this compilation video, which is the streams from last fall of me doing the front end mentor project. So that's what I want to highlight there. So let's do that now. Let's do that now. And then everything on the home page is pretty, we have to call the home page done. Not forever done, done for the purposes of getting things deployed. That's what done means. I have more ideas for this homepage, but I can't worry about it now. I just need to get this page deployed. So let's swap out this right here. Right here. So the title of this video is Front-End Mentor Product List with Cart. Let's see how this title fits. Also, I'm wondering if emojis are going to work on a computer with a non-Mac user. I have no idea. Probably we should just leave the emojis out. Yeah, so that's probably the smart thing to do. So front-end mentor product list with cart, full 9.5 hour build. Let's just take out the HTML, CSS, JS, and then I think this title needs a little line height. And I think that this is completely fine the way this is. Okay, so I was very intentional about setting, apparently I was very intentional about setting line height, a line height of 1. And I also centered these. Yeah. I'm going to change align items for this section, and I'm going to change the line height. Featured video line 16. So right here, I change this to flex start. And then this is an H3 line 63. I'm just gonna comment out line height and let it go to the default. Okay, now let's grab an intro. And I think this will be enough. Let's see. Oh, I don't think we should do emojis. Built in real time, comma, this full length video captures, okay. Okay, that is a much better length. And then let's update. See, I feel like, I think these should be buttons. So we're gonna restyle some call to action links as buttons. Yeah, so we're gonna restyle that, and then let's swap out this image. Did I put in like the full? Yes, I did. That's not very well optimized, is it? What is the size? 572K. Yikes. That's a bit big. Oh, where did I put you? So our thumbnail is 338K. The dimensions are 1920 by 1080. It's not the worst. It could be better. I do have an issue that basically says come up with a strategy for how you're dealing with images and optimizing images. And I just haven't gotten there yet. It's on the list of things to think about. So for now, this is how it is. It's called technical debt. Okay. Okay, there's the image. Copy path. Oh, I guess we do want the relative path. There we go. And then this is our alt text. Beautiful. Yeah, I really like that as a featured project. Okay, so let's do some styles specific to a call to action link. Let's make that a button. So CTA link And you know, we can do this clever. Oh, if I do that though, I have to leave room. I have to leave room inside the button, like enough padding on the left and right. So I'm not gonna do this for now. Just gonna focus on making this a button. And I'm wondering if how well our button styles will translate. Let's check, shall we? We've got a lot of button styles. Where is CTA link? It's probably... Oh, it's probably here someplace, isn't it? Oh, right there. Okay. Well, first we're going to borrow this. I'm going to take out anything related to the SVG. And put in these button styles. And then I think I want this to be a blue solid button. Which means that I have to add a class blue solid. So yes, and oh, I bet I did. I think I was using. I think I was using different. Was I using the serif font? I think I was. So let's go grab that. Okay. Well, or was I? Okay. Text decoration, none. Next. Transform, uppercase. So here's 100%. It's big. It's big font. Let's do font size 0.9 rems. Don't want to go too much smaller than that. That's definitely better. I think we could find some common ground here. Yeah, I like that. That is the wrong link. Let's update this link. Good thing we checked that. Okay, so I think next what I need to do is CTA link needs its own, should not be tied to this particular section because we need to reuse this. So I'm just going to come right down here to the bottom. And then I'll take this out. There we go. Now we should be able to use that on our other page. I wanted to use that on the About page. Where am I using this again? Oh, yeah. Right here. So this is class CTA link, solid blue, blue solid, blue solid. What did I say here? I said watch the video on YouTube. I'm going to do the same thing. We could also just say watch on YouTube. I kind of like that better. Watch on YouTube. Yeah, I like that a lot better. I like this a lot better too. Yes, this section just looks completely different with a proper call to action looking button. Plus the cute little signature. This is the one place where I'm going to leave in an emoji because if it doesn't show up, it doesn't matter. It's at the end of something, so I don't think it matters. I really like this. I am happy. Let's quickly edit this right here and just get it over with. Just get it over with. Because it's too slick. It's too slick. ChatGPT is such an excellent strategic partner. Really, such a good strategic partner. I love the strategy, the brainstorming I can do with it. And I like the ideas it gives me for writing content. But using content as is from ChatGPT, in my opinion, it's just a little too slick. It just screams ChatGPT. Okay, front-end development. Love it or hate it, you can't ignore it. In this stream, I'm reacting to two very different takes on the front-end world. We'll talk about the good, the bad, and the hilarious truths about working in front-end, plus dive into the never-ending drama around frameworks. Well, that part's true. We'll talk about the good, the bad, and the never-ending drama around frameworks. That might be good enough. That might be good enough for me. Yeah. Should this be a colon? Maybe a semicolon. Front-end development, love it or hate it, you can't ignore it. In this stream, I'm reacting to two very different takes on the front-end world. We'll talk about the good, the bad, and the never-ending drama around frameworks. Perfect. That literally is the only thing I needed to not make me hate it. Okay, and I still have the wrong link. Glad I checked. Uh-oh. Get rid of that endpoint. Do I have an endpoint here too? Yes. Okay. Okay, but there's no endpoint, so it's just returning to the point in the video where I left off. It's not adding an endpoint for a specific time. That's all I care about. Okay. Good. Look at that. I love it. The home page is done. It is imperfect. It is done. Okay. Next, gosh, just this SVG little signature, having a proper call to action. I added this little SVG heart here in the title. It's all coming together. So, okay, and we can't forget about responsiveness. But first, I want to update this section. I kind of renamed this Tech Stack, Tools, and Skills. I am dropping the skills part. I'm dropping the skills part. I am not worried about trying to convince anybody of any kind of soft skills. I'm not trying to find a new job. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just trying to tell people the stuff I know how to do. That's all I really care about. And I have recently put some thought into this in my GitHub profile. So I'm just going to update this bullet list to reflect what I have here. And then one of my backlog tasks is to improve the styles of ordered and unordered lists. So we're going to go ahead and do that as well. So, and by the way, for anybody who's new here today, if you're here for the first time, do me a favor and like the video. I would appreciate it so much. And if you're not subscribed, why not? Why not subscribe? What could it hurt? What could it hurt? We're all about front end here. We practice HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If you like that type of content, why not subscribe? Hang out with us. We have fun. Okay. So let's kind of put these side by side. Okay, so I'm just going to say tech stack and tools. Nobody cares about soft skills. If you're on my website or watching my stream and you're like, does Angela know how to talk to people? I can't help you. Okay. HTML, CSS, SCSS, JavaScript, PHP. Oh, let's change this. We're going to say Languages. Did I spell languages right? Languages and front end. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I mean, technically, I guess I know post CSS. jQuery, Vue, Angular. I do know Astro and Twig. Did I put those in here? Do I know Astro though? I mean, I've worked on a project with Astro. How many times though during that project did I say, I don't know what I'm doing? I don't know Astro. Should I go do an Astro tutorial? Twig, I definitely know. I was going to originally do this as a Twig project, and I didn't, but I do definitely know how to use Twig. I'm going to keep that in the languages and front end category. Now, this makes me want to go update this list, but yeah, can't worry about that. Okay. I left jQuery off. Listen, 12 years ago, that's what it was. It was all about jQuery. I know how to write jQuery, so I'm going to leave that on. Okay, frameworks and libraries. Node, Express, Angular. This doesn't need to be here. Velocity. Oh, Velocity and PHP. Oh, stop. Can go up above. Yeah, I feel like jQuery should be under frameworks and libraries probably, right? And Vue. PHP, Node. Okay. Oh no. Velocity and PHP do belong up here. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. HTML, CSS, SCSS, JavaScript, Velocity, PHP. And then I'm going to leave Twig up there also. And then down here, jQuery, Vue, Angular, Node, Express. And these do not belong here. Yeah. Okay. Backend and databases. Okay. We've got REST APIs. Okay, we'll do REST APIs. MongoDB. right. Just going to start this list from scratch. DevOps and workflow. One of the most important things you can learn as a front-end developer, in my opinion. Okay, so we'll say git GitHub Actions, Apache, Ubuntu, Linux, Heroku, DigitalOcean. Awesome hosting provider, by the way. NPM, NVM, Composer, Homebrew. Leadership and collaborations. Never heard of her. Extras. Okay, I like this a lot better. Let's actually style up a list now. So what I like about my current unordered list styles is that I alternated the colors of the bullets and I alternated the color of the underline just to separate the list items, so that we're keeping. But what I don't like is that this is everything in the serif font. Oh, and you know what else we need to do? That was clearly holding this container open. So we need to add some extra padding to this also. Yes. So it looks deceptive because of the background positioning, which is absolute positioning. So it makes it look like it doesn't have any space on the top and bottom. We can fix that. Okay, first the list. All right. So none of the styles are on the UL. They're all on just the list items. All right. And that is in main. Okay, so we're going to take all of our list styles out and put it in typography. Or we're going to take it out of here because I want those to be global, because I have other places where I'm using list styles. So let's put that let's put that here. Yeah. And then let's make sure that we have Where's our typography? We're just going to set Lato as the type for lists. Let's see how this looks. So here's 100%. Well, I think it's just too big. Yeah, because I set the default font size to something that is pretty big based on the pages. And that is tiny. I definitely need to do some refactoring here. What in the actual... Oh, it's sizing it to 150. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. Okay. This looks a little more reasonable. Does it? Okay, let's fix our container. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so so I'm on a 27-inch monitor, which is pretty big, but yeah. I'm wondering if I should make these strong tags display block and we can push this content down. So inside the LI, we could just say strong, oops, strong display block. And that'll just move everything else to the line below, in theory. Yeah, we could give it a little margin on the bottom too. Oh, that's a lot. But I like the direction this is going. Yeah, I like that. Let's take the, it's just a list. I don't think we need to have a period at the end of the sentence. It's not a sentence. So, all right, I like it. That looks good. That looks good. So now I know I have an article where I'm using an unordered list, but I also know that I didn't put a class on it. So let's just check and see where that is. Oh, I'm using a lot of unordered lists. Okay. Well, let's check articles answering your questions. Oh, yeah, I've changed a lot. I changed some of these things here. Hang on. I forgot this. Okay, all right, we need to fix those, obviously. Oh, good, another thing to fix. But I think it's just on these pages. I really, really need to build a back end for this. This is the pits. Managing all these pages individually. Okay, let's make sure our list looks okay. Okay, so it's not. So it's still putting everything in this yeah, because I have cormorant on the body. That's why it's doing that. Another bad choice. Let's do. Where did those marker styles come from? Yeah, that's what I thought. So why wouldn't they show up here? Oh, UL list. Do we have list someplace else? We do, right here. All right. We're going to move this to a better spot. Oh yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, I guess that's okay. I like these styles and I'm glad that I did them and they work great here. I'm not sold on those being the styles for everything because I do have. Oh, and look at what it did to my, yeah, it also screwed up my styles up there. So we're going to just make it so that is a specific class. And then in the meantime, I'm just going to make sure that this has this and that we take off the padding and the margin and there we go. Fine. Well, maybe I will leave the padding and the margin on. Okay, that's good actually. That looks good. And then let's just give the LIs a little bit of margin. Or really, I think it just needs more line height. Yeah, we'll just give it the line height that's already happening inside here. Perfect. And then it'll just match whatever else is going on inside. Perfect. That's all we needed to do. That's all we needed to do. And then this has its own set of unique styles, but it took the line height, didn't it? Yep, so that's fine. We can just reset the line height here. back to the default. There we go. Where else did we have ULs? Oh, we had a UL in the footer. Let's make sure that's not screwed up. Nope, that looks fine. We had a UL in the header, our navigation. That all looks fine. We have a UL on the thank you page. That looks fine. And we had a UL on this page, how to practice JavaScript. Oh, and we need styles for block quotes too. I'll put that on the list. Right here. Oh, and right here. Beautiful. Perfect. That's it. That's all we need to do with that. That's literally the only thing I cared about. So, okay. Custom styles for about page list. Nothing custom for all inner pages. Oop. Done. Done. Good, good, good. So let's make this page we definitely need to start getting this page into a responsive state. But before that, I just want to do some additional styles here on this section. All right. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy down here, but we are just going to make this look a little bit more like a card. So we've got the entire article, which really we can just put, we should probably put a container around the H3 and the padding, but we could technically do this without it. Let's close some of these pages. All right, we'll put a background color of white. And then I think what I'm going to do is add padding. 0 on the top, 1 rem on the left and right, 1 rem on the bottom. And then we're going to do the same thing for the header. And then I won't have to add a container. I don't think I need any on the bottom. I won't have to add a container around that. I think this will do it for us. There we go. Now let's add a little bit of box shadow to this item. So box shadow, 1 pixel on the x-axis, 1 on the y-axis, and then 1 pixel blur, 1 pixel spread, and I usually end up adjusting those. RGBA, black. The alpha channel is 0.25 to start. Yeah, I like that. I think that I'm going to take off this little corner treatment on the image, which is this. And I'm also going to change this padding. And then let's add a border at the bottom. I think we actually need a little bit more. Yeah, I think 1.5 is okay. 1.5 and 1.5. And I'm going to do 1 pixel X, 1 pixel Y, 1 pixel blur, 0 pixel spread. So it's a little more subtle. And then let's just put a border on the bottom. Border, bottom, 3 pixels, solid. Let's just see how teal looks. Oh yeah, I like it. Should we alternate those colors like we did on the home page? I think that we should. Oh, I didn't alternate them on the home page. I think I just used that light mint color. There we go. Actually, yeah, I like that. It's a little softer. It's a little softer. And then, yeah, I just need to work on this content. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit too. This is all kind of blending here on this edge, isn't it? Yeah, I think that might be better. Yeah, I like that. We'll keep the x-axis at 0 and just give it a y. And then that gives us a box shadow evenly all the way around. So 0x, 2y, 2 blur. Yeah, I like that. And then that gives us a little bit of a border on the left and right to frame it. Let me spell Attorney Melanie Little's name correctly. I'm thinking for these titles, I'm going to change the color of the links. Right now, it's pretty sure this is our navy blue. So let's just make it a little different since it is a header. Let's just make the color green. I don't think our teal color or our mint color are accessible, but I think the green is. I mean, we could try it. Let's check. Teal. I don't think it is. Okay, it does technically meet the AA standard. Okay. I just don't think I like it. So I'm going to go back to green. I don't know if I like that either, but maybe we just need to fix our underline here. Text decoration color. Yeah, I guess I don't, whoops. I guess I don't really have a color hover for this, do I? I mean, it's subtle. You really can't tell the difference, can you? Which makes me think that I shouldn't change this at all. Because I don't have that many colors that are accessible or meet the color contrast. Oh, and really, I wasn't, okay. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it because I'm tired of thinking about it and I will figure something else out. What's more important is that I get the correct images and I write content for these three areas. I've done what I wanted to do here, so this is fine. I think this page is looking pretty good. I'm good with this. I'm not going to worry about this task at all right now. That's going back into the backlog. It's just not a priority. I'm going to keep the content task up and the README task up. This is still ready for deployment, or GitHub action for deployment is ready for development. I know I'm not going to have time to do it before Tuesday, but it's still going to stay in this column. Post launch checklist, that's also for Tuesday. Let's just move this into work in progress. So yeah, I really have two things left to work on today. So here's 100%. So if I put this up to like 150% on a 27-inch monitor, I think this is pretty much what it looks like on like a normal laptop experience. And I think this looks pretty darn good. I'm really happy with it. I would like to add some descriptions at some point. Oh, and really the last thing we need to do is this page is not responsive yet. So we have to put in a couple of media queries here to make sure this is responsive. Love the project page. The other thing we can do here on the About Me page is we can add an animation so these sort of ease in, right? Let's do some responsive styles first. Clearly this needs help. Clearly this, and what looked like the perfect amount of padding no longer looks like the perfect amount of padding. So let's adjust this again. Okay, where is this? It's in Maine. Boy, we really need to do some refactoring. Yeah. Okay. So let's start here. So we know the header is responsive. Good with that. So the image, nice and centered. And then we do have, and I'm on the smallest setting here, 375 by 667. We do have a media query to adjust the padding. I would prefer to use rems. So maybe one rem. We could also, we do have media queries for let's adjust these a little bit too. So on desktop, it's -100. Now let's pull that. So let's basically go half. That's for the before. I mean, I think I like that a little better. Here's our gold border. Yeah, 35 and 10. It's a pretty modest adjustment, considering I haven't touched these styles in months. So hang on, what just happened here? Oh, that was the wrong thing. This. There we go. I'm good with that. All right, let's make sure we have enough room here. So I think we need to give this a bit more padding on the bottom. So instead of 1.5, I'm going to do 2 rems there. Main 144. Right here. Again, not too shabby considering I haven't touched these styles in months. And then this we just worked on. Pretty sure I know what's going on here. So we need to take I normally by default take off the padding and the margin on all ULs. But for this, we are going to need a little bit. So we're going to need the padding, which by default is 40 pixels. So maybe instead we just do a rem on top, right, bottom, left. Top, right, bottom, left. Top, right, bottom, left. So it would be 0002. Yeah. So those go in the toolkit. So we're going to go right here. Add media, max width, 960. So we'll say margin 0, padding 0, 0, 0. What did I do? 1 or 2? 2 rems. I like it. Okay, now for this. So for this, what we really need to do is just drop. We're going to drop so here's our article, here's our aside. The article should come first because it's got an H2. The aside should come second. But is that the right way to do it? So the right thing to do is to put the aside beneath the article. The aside, though, is directly related to the image. But it's the right way to do it because it's an H2 and then an H3. So let's just see how it looks. And we do hold up till 960, so that's good. So we'll drop that down after 960. So let's go to our about. And this is the inspiration. So here's inspiration content, order 2, inspiration sidebar, order 1. So we're going to keep the order. We're just going to say at media, max width 960 pixels. And it's the inspiration content, inspiration sidebar, width 100%. Oh, we do have to change. Although, no, I do have to change it because the sidebar is in H3, the article is in H2. Yeah. And then let's just put like a horizontal rule or something. Okay, and we need to fix that. Okay. This needs a lot of tightening up. Yeah, it's because I put all that. Okay, so we just have to adjust the padding. That's fine. Right here. So we're just going to bring this all down to 1 rem. I think that's all we. Do we even need any on the left and right? I don't think so. We do. And then, oh, that is a pixel value. That's why that's doing that. So that's the image. So maybe we make this yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, we are just going to have to do a media query for this. Actually, do we? What if we do 20% with height auto, aspect ratio is 1-to-1. So we say it's a box. Beautiful. Nice. And then it always stays proportional. And then let's this positioning, let's also make this a percentage. Will that work? So like -5%. Yeah, 5% of what is the problem? And Go Elmo Go is saying that he had, I'm so sorry to hear that. Thanks for the kind words. I'm so sorry to hear that. Definitely go take care of yourself. Don't have to worry about us. Yeah. Hope that well, what do you say, right? Hope that goes well. That's not the right thing to say. I'm sorry for your loss, Go Elmo Go. And we're here whenever you feel like coming back to join us. And for sure, go take care of yourself. So what is a consistent way to measure, like maybe if we always just use VW? Something that is always going to be proportional to the screen size. Yeah, that kind of works. Perfect. That's perfect. Then it kind of grows based on the size of the screen. Let's do the same thing for this border. Yeah, I like that. That looks great. Nice and proportional. Moves with the screen. I don't need a media query. That's the first time I've done that. I like that. That makes me happy. Should have thought of that a long time ago. Okay. So now let's tighten up this title, which I think could be, aren't we using clamp on this site? Am I not using clamp? Yeah, of course I am. primary, secondary, secondary heading. Secondary header. Yeah. It's a different color, but I like those styles better. Oh, did I do the same thing here? I did. Okay, I'm not going to change that because those are very specific styles. But I am going to change this. And of course, because I changed those styles as well. Okay. Not going to change those because I still have to deal with this section anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. This, though, I do like. All right. So now we are responsive. Our text is responsive. That title is responsive. And we're gonna clamp this text also, and we have to tighten up this padding. Yeah, we still need to tighten up this padding, don't we? Yep, we do, right there. Didn't I already do that? Right here. Yeah, I think that works. I swear I changed this. Did I not change this? And then this, where are we here? Right here. Oh, good. More list styles. Let's clamp. Let's put the clamp styles on this font size so we can adjust that. Which I think is right. Yeah. Perfect. Right here. Perfect. Perfect. Cuts down. Yes. That's perfect. Boy, we have a lot of space. We have a lot of space here. What is going on? This wrap, skills experience wrap, image with background, skills experience wrap, text container, margin bottom two rems, and then also just our last item has a lot of padding and margin, but really what we need to do is just tidy up. We just need to clean up this text container. So main 144. Right here. It's been a long time since I've looked at these styles. It's been a couple of months. So to me, that's perfect. This is super modest. Oh, and that's why I had that there. That's fine. So oh yeah, the image with background. So that's fine. We can just do 0 on the bottom. And, well, but it's going to apply to the text container and the image. So, so this is going to need give this a little bump. There we go. I think that looks okay. All right. This must be this must be the padding that I fixed here. Yeah. So let's keep that 1 rem on the left and right, and we'll just do 3 on the top and bottom. That looks good. So it's 6 on the top, 3 on the left and right, 3 on the bottom for desktop. Yeah, that looks much better. Right here. I like this. You can see the section is clearly divided by having a more subtle background. Let's see here. Yeah, it's difficult to, hopefully you can see this. I like this. Yeah, I think this is okay to have this after. I do kind of want to put like a horizontal rule here. Semantically, I don't know if it matters, but I think maybe let's do this. How about for the inspiration content as part of our media query, we just put a border there. So here is our media query where we drop it down. We'll just go ahead and say border 3 pixels, solid, yellow. Save. And then let's give this margin bottom. We'll just say 1 rem. Padding bottom 1 rem. What did I do here? Border bottom. There we go. And we also, what's going on with my padding here? I seem to have margin on my container. Why did I do that? Where's that coming from? Hang on. What's going on? Okay, what did I do that added that? Oh, these just aren't responsive yet, that's all. Okay. I like this. This looks good. I like it. So yes, technically this is the information about the video, which is the image. But this is an H2 and this is an H3. So I feel like this order is important. This is important. So good, good, good. Okay, now let's make sure this is responsive. These are the law tubers items right here. So I'm just going to say at media. Max width 960. And we're just going to change the width to 100%. And I don't think we have to change the gap if it's 100%. It just knows. Does it? Yeah. So now let's just update our padding for mobile, which is 3 on top, 1 on the left and right. Well, let's see here how this looks. Okay, this looks good. we're going to adjust this background. We're going to make that flexible like we did the others. That is a neat trick. I should have been doing that a long time ago. Why didn't I think of that? So -1 VW. There we go. Look at that. I love it. So when the screen gets narrower, that border gets a little narrower. It might need a little more room. So on mobile, I think that's too tight, and on desktop, I think it's got too much room. Yeah. Well, this section still needs work, right? So I don't think I have to decide anything right now. I think the core mobile styles have been implemented layout wise. Yeah, I'm good with this. I'm good with this. Let's review the home page. This needs, I put this background, this little dotted background in here. You can see when I scroll, the dots are not fixed. They're scrolling with the container. I don't care. I'll figure it out later. This could be tightened up a little tiny bit. So this, I mean, why do these two things have so much space? Oh, it's this. That's why. So I think that could also use a clamp to go along with, yeah, typography 59. So this, well, really this. Oh, stop it. This. Oh, that looks a lot better for mobile. But I do want this to be, Yeah, that's perfect. Love that. Love that. And I think it applies here and here also. Nice. Okay. Um, let's push this. Let's push this because I'm getting cranky. I feel very cranky. This was all super important and I'm really glad I got it done, and it made me cranky. And I'm cranky because this is yet another example of me not doing a good job. How after 12 years do I still not do a good enough job writing CSS? Like organizing it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm cranky. But it's all right. Part of the process, right? Okay. Refining styles and responsive layout. All right, this is QA though. This is what QA looks like. It is tedious. It's a little bit soul sucking. It makes you feel like you have no idea what you're doing because you just keep finding things, and yeah, it can be tough. It can be a little tough. Yeah, these little so I'm gonna have to refine these. This is not quite so. This is not quite what I imagined it to be after all. So everything else, though, I would say this is really the last section that I need to work on today. This and the readmes. Those are the two things that I really need to do. And then Tuesday, we're going to go live on Tuesday. And then everything else is, technical debt, stuff for the backlog, things to work on. And that's always how it should be when you have a website. You should always have a backlog of stuff that you're working on, things that you're improving, things that you're noticing, bugs that you discover as you make content, as you make new content and you see the layout in a more dynamic light. So every site has a day or two where you're like, God, this is such a pain in my ass right now. And that's a little bit how it felt today. That's okay. That is absolutely fine. It's called details. It's called details. So I'm very happy with this. Oh, I duplicated some content here. Let's fix that. All right. jQuery, Vue.js, Angular, Node, Express, REST APIs, MongoDB, NoSQL, MySQL, Python, Java, GitHub, GitHub Actions, in theory, Apache, Ubuntu, Linux, Heroku, DigitalOcean, NPM, NVM, Composer Homebrew, Extras, Markdown, VS Code Terminal, Studio. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let's add a couple animations. That's going to be our final thing. Let's add a couple animations to the About Me page. So I think the header could just use something to kind of smooth it in. So here's our header. Here's our skills and experience. So I think we want to do animated, and let's go look at our options. Animate dot style. So I think I just want, I'll make this a little bigger here. I just want something to ease in. Just a nice fade in. So I think it's animate, fade in. Oh, we didn't need to do that. So now on refresh, there we go. All right. And then I think I want this to fade in up. Copy this. So here's our image. And we're going to do fade in up, just like that. And I think we need to do the on scroll data animation. This right here. Zoom out a little bit. All right. Beautiful. Okay, so now let's have these scroll in, but I'm going to have them scroll in at different speeds. So I'm just going to copy this. So here we have the article and the aside. But I'm going to have one come in a little bit slower. So I'm going to do animate slow. So I'm going to have the first one animate slow right there. Let's see how this looks. Or excuse me, the aside. I'm going to have the aside animate slow because we changed the order. There's our image. There we go. I love that. Let's see what happens if we switch it. Uh, that's really slow though, isn't it? Where did I do that? Where the timing was like perfect. Um, oh, I did some fast. I think I just did some faster rather than slow. So maybe instead of just make it a little faster. Yeah, beautiful. That's what I like. On scroll where one just comes in a little bit faster. So I do want to flip it and see how it looks with the other one fast. Mm-hmm. That's the one. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna do this later. I'm gonna do this later tonight because I'm gonna work on this section offline tonight and just make some other adjustments like these backgrounds. I'm gonna have to write media queries. As much as I really, really, really want to be able to have those be um, a lot more dynamic. I mean, maybe I could do clamp values work. Maybe I could clamp those too. I'm gonna play with it a little bit. They need to be. I would like them to be more flexible, but maybe I just need to write a media query, which is not the end of the world. So, all right, this is it. This was kind of a quiet one today. Kind of a quiet one today. And that is okay. It was also a little bit tedious, wasn't it? And we have days like that as well. Thanks to everybody who joined the stream. Thanks to everybody who liked and subscribed. I appreciate you. If you want to see this site get deployed, come back on Tuesday at noon Central Standard Time. And we're going to go ahead and do a manual deploy with rsync. So, because I know I'm not going to have time to get that GitHub action written between now and then. It's on the list. It'll happen eventually, but not this week. So we're just going to rsync this baby right up to the server. Have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.